Our Bible reading is Ecclesiastes 11 verses 1 to 6. Give generously, for your gifts will return to you later. Divide your gifts among many, for in the days ahead you yourself may need much help. When the clouds are heavy, the rains come down. When a tree falls, whether south or north, the die is cast, for there it lies. If you wait for perfect conditions, you will never get anything done. God's ways are as mysterious as the pathway of the wind, and as the manner in which a human spirit is infused into the little body of a baby, while it is yet in its mother's womb. Keep on sowing your seed, for you never know which will grow. Perhaps it all will. So going back to look at another Bible reading. So growing crops can be very challenging, especially now that the climate and the seasons are changing and the weather is very unpredictable. Now when I wrote this, I had no idea that we were going to have these excessive temperatures and this high humidity. And last winter was very dry, and lots of people said that they'd lost plants, including shrubs, and they were well-established plants. And why? Because they didn't have enough water. Now I was watering my pots because I realised that they were getting dry, which I found very strange throughout the winter, but I had to do it. But I nearly lost my bay tree. And for a start, I thought, well, perhaps it had got affected a bit by the frost, but it was very, very well established, so it was a bit strange. But then I realised it was so dry. And what it needed was gallons of water. And thankfully, I've saved it. And it's really good now. And it's going up the neighbour's fence. And it's done that in that space of time. But we actually didn't have much rain. It might have been cold sometimes, it might have been dull, it might have been cloudy. We might have had a little bit of rain, but we did not have enough. We could put lots of time and effort into growing our crops, but there's a lot of factors that we can't control. We can't control the lack of rain. We can't control too much rain. Because the trouble is, when we get all that heavy rain all in one go, it doesn't have a chance to do its job properly. Lack of sun, too much sun. Too cold. Too hot. Wind, damaging plants. And, dare I say it, Stuart, pests and diseases.
Absolutely.
So, this year I've grown some veg for the first time in a few years. This was taken before I extended right the way down the bottom and a bit more. This one's quite an old picture. So, I think if you click on mine, you might get another picture. Oh yeah, that's when yeah, just leave it there for a minute.
Yep.
So I've had a lot of trouble with white butterflies and caterpillars on the brassicas. So what have I been doing? I've been going out every day, and removing all the caterpillars by hand off of all of my broccoli, my cauliflowers, my kale.
It's quite protein.
Removing them all by hand, going over the whole lot, leaf by leaf, and if I see a little cluster of eggs, just rubbing those off. And I really thought I had them under control. Because I was going out, I was thinking, oh, and found one caterpillar. So then I found none, and I found none. It was about 5 days ago. I went out there and I was like, ah! They were everywhere. What's making me go? So I had to go out there and get all of the caterpillars off. I've checked again today, there are no caterpillars, and I didn't see any eggs. And I didn't yesterday, but I have seen white butterfly. So I think they're having some fun with me, so we'll see what happens. So we try our best, but it's not all within our control. Now Adam, who came here to entertain us for one of our lunch specials, he's lost all of his hay. So when is the right time to sow and to plant? It depends on what you're trying to sow and on the variety. So I've just sown some spinach and some lettuce, and so has Lynn. We did a bit of seed sharing. But you have to have the right variety. If you grow the wrong variety of spinach or lettuce at this time of year, it's not going to work right over the winter. I shall pop my garlic and my broad beans in next month. But I am trying an experiment. I've decided to sow some, I've decided to sow some spring onions. I sowed them today. And I'm going to see if I can have spring onions out of the garden for Christmas. It's an experiment, and I'll let you know how it goes. And I've got French beans that will be ready to pick in a few days because I did a second sowing. So we've had some success. So these were my French beans from the first batch, courgette, and that was the first pick of blueberries. We had a lot more after that, but what else have we got, Michael? So there we are. I've had a few bowlfuls of nice spuds, which are very tasty. What else have we got, Michael? Oh, whoops, that was a bit fast. Go back one. So the lettuce leaves. Now, you've had some of these at lunch club. But this is the second sowing, and then I've got a third sowing just gone in, and hopefully they'll be good for Christmas. Okay, Michael? Next one. So a nice bit of broccoli.
It's an alien species, isn't it?
Is there one more? I think there's at least one more. Yeah. So I've got quite a few peppers. Is that the last one?
I think it is.
And that's the best reward.
It's my dinner.
It's when you get all that nice fresh food in this steamer, all your homegrown carrots and beans and French and runner beans and nice new potatoes. And then you're thoroughly spoiled because you don't want to go back to the supermarket ones. But it's hard work. And we do have to learn how to adapt and to be flexible because of the unpredictability of the weather and the seasons. And to a degree, I think we have to go with that. What we used to do 10 years ago may well not work now. And isn't that the same with everything? We have to change. We have to be adaptable. Is there a perfect time to do things? How do we know? Or would we know when that is? The best time to plant and sow will be different wherever you live. If you live somewhere else in the world, the seasons are different. We would have seen that if the video had worked. And we read in verse 4, if you wait for perfect conditions, you will never get anything done. We've got that saying, haven't we? Don't put off until tomorrow what you can do today. How many times have you got to the next day and gone, I should have done that yesterday? If you wait for perfect conditions, you will never get anything done. If an opportunity is presented to us to witness, we must action on it there and then. Not think, oh, not this time, no, I'll leave it. Because that moment may not be there again. Have we sometimes thought that? Oh no, I never got to say that, or I should have said that to that person, or that opportunity has gone. And remember, we don't just witness through our words, but also through our actions, what we do and how we live. We might be thinking, should I offer help to that person? Should I help at that club? They're asking for help. That charity is asking for some help. Maybe I'll offer to help. Oh, I'll just wait and see. Maybe the time isn't right now. I'm not sure. That hesitation, waiting for the perfect moment. Will that come? And when it talks in here about giving generously, it's not all about money. It's about your personal gifts, those talents that you've been given. You've been given them, but are you not using them? Are you thinking, that's not quite the right time, or I need to wait a bit? We don't always know what effect or impact our words or actions have on others. We don't always see the end result. Okay, I've got the end result here, I've seen that. But we don't always see the end result. Often God uses us to sow the seed. If the seed isn't sown, nothing will happen. Empty soil will simply grow weeds. In Galatians 6 verse 9 we're told, let us not get tired of doing what is right, for after a while we will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't get discouraged and give up. Looking at verse 6 again, we are told, keep on sowing your seed, for you never know which will grow, and perhaps it all will. That's kind of what I've done. I thought, you know what? It says on the packet that now's not the right time. It's silly to sow those onions. But you know what? I'm going to give it a try, because you never know. Let's make sure we don't have empty soil with only weeds growing in it. We must sow seeds when the opportunity is given to us. Nurture those seeds, water and feed to ensure good growth. We all need to be good gardeners